A look here at the storm systems across the Atlantic and what could spin up later on by next week here in the mid-Atlantic could be heading toward the United States. But as Florence was making its way toward the coastline, we had noticed there was a monster system sitting up here between Iceland and Ireland. We had a feeling this was going to cause problems for Ireland and the UK, and today the storm dubbed Ali is coming through this region and lashing it. As you can see here, this is a look at the region. 20,000 without power. Storm Ali batters Ireland and the UK. Look there as the storm makes its way in. I'm going to put this into motion so you can see what this thing does. At one point, it was one big system. It's split into two, possibly three different eye walls here as it rotates around and starts to make its way out. Then, what looks to be the remnants of Florence that kick back out here in the ocean charge this system. Now, if you watch this system, it heads right toward Ireland and the UK as well. And we have another little spin up off the coast of the United States down here that doesn't look like much is going to happen. But this right here, this thing comes to life as this one is hitting Ireland. And it's this system right here that could potentially head toward the United States. This is Monday of next week. You can also see one spinning up down here off the coast of Mexico. This is Tuesday. Now, at first glance, you would think, okay, this thing is nothing. It's not going to bother us. But then, all of a sudden, this thing starts to pick up a defined eye wall, more steam, and looks to be a massive storm system, and it starts heading this way. Of course, a lot of this can change by then. It could strengthen, it could shift away, it could break apart. A whole lot can happen in over a week, but as of right now, this is the track. We can see two systems spinning up off of Mexico, one that could shoot up here toward Baja. One could potentially cross here and go into the Gulf. We're just going to have to watch and see what happens. And this one is the big one that I'm keeping an eye on, obviously. This thing shifts more and more, or has any kind of storm system come up from behind it that comes down, or one that comes off of Africa and pushes up through here, just like behind Florence, that helped drive Florence into the coastline. If you've missed some of my recent videos in terms of weather modification, make sure to check them out. I have some important videos out there, especially the one that shows how we have ionospheric heaters sitting all over the place, and we have one sitting right here in Puerto Rico. You wonder how it got pounded by a huge hurricane and how these hurricanes seem to fire up in this region. Well, when they have heaters that are meant to supercharge the core of a storm and heat up the atmosphere, it's pretty obvious they have the ability to affect these things. This is the latest, though. I'll leave a link. I'll update as things change. This has been Dabu7. Peace.